You are listening to Three for the Road podcast with James, Rocky, and Duran.
Hi there, welcome back for Three for the Road. I am James, and next to me is
Rocky.
And together we are still two for the road. We are trying to look for our next individual to help us with this podcast. Not that we need the help, but
yeah.
I mean, I guess I get kind of boring sometimes. So, especially when we're talking about sports, and I got not much to say on that. So, but we do have the UFC coming up with Jon Jones and Ciryl Gane.
Yep.
And you were saying last week that you think he's pretty much going to take it.
Yeah, I think Jon Jones is going to take this one.
Oh, okay. Now you're saying Jon Jones.
No, I always said Jon Jones.
No, I think.
Oh, goodness.
Did you? Okay. All right. Yeah, because I was like, I think Jon Jones is going to win.
No, yeah.
Okay, so we're both on the same page.
Yep.
Damn.
Jon Jones.
That's not good for podcasting. Mm-hmm. Somebody has to be devil's advocate. All right, I'm going to be the devil's advocate today. Why do you think Jon Jones is going to win? He had a 3-year layoff.
I mean, in these 3 years, he's only been like perfecting his craft, and ever since before his mistakes, he's always been the person to beat. No one can figure it out. He was just well ahead, and he's bringing that into the heavyweight class now. So I don't know. I don't think Ciryl Gane has it in him to figure out how to beat him. I mean, it might turn into one of those like 3-fight or 2-fight series, maybe potentially, right? But I don't see it.
Okay, well, let's see. I forget where you're. Ciryl. Okay. My fighter just came off of a losing, just finally lost his fight, right? This was the last one he just lost.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that means he has the ambition. He needs to get back in the ring, and he needs to recover from that. When I say recover, I mean come back and win to show everybody that, you know, he is the real deal.
Right.
And Jon Jones, he fought a lot of who's who in the past.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he fought Shua, Machida, Rashad Evans, Rampage Jackson, and all them.
Yeah, he fought all the greats.
Those were all like 10 years ago fighters. I mean, they were in the top of the game at the time, but so was Jon Jones. But does Jon Jones still have it to win?
No, I still think he has it, and he's been bringing in some big guys into his practice camp and getting ready for this, or his training camp, and I only think I just don't see it. Maybe I'm hanging on to the past right now, but I just don't see Gane.
I mean, what are those guys going to do? Like, that means he's going to be like wrestling that heavier weight on him to know like the way it is, because before he was a light heavyweight. And those guys weren't
so they're bringing in more power for the punches, so he gets experienced at the wrestling, and then like 300-pound guys over the heavyweight limit, right? So, but all these guys are in the UFC.
But are these guys heavyweight fighters?
Yeah, all heavyweight fighters.
So then if Jon Jones wins, right? Just if. Does that mean he'll have to face these guys in the future?
Potentially, but he's at the top of the game, and they're not at the top level just yet. So
I mean, but you have to get there, you know, by the fights you're in. And right now, John's bringing them in, and he's showing all his
skill set.
Skill sets, his training camp. He's opening a door for everybody to see.
Yeah.
Now, or unless this is a one deal for Jon Jones.
Right.
I'm doing the heavyweight. I win it. Boom. I'm out.
Potentially, but I don't see it. He wants to make his money. He lost a lot of money in the last 3 years, in his prime years too. As he for the right when you enter your 30s, that's your prime year as an athlete, especially in the UFC. Because once I hear 35, I'm like, oh, he's getting old.
All right. Okay. But do you think he was already in his prime when he was beating these who's who?
I think he was only entering his prime, like in the very beginning of that threshold. Yeah.
Well, before we move on, I forgot to introduce our video engineer. So I know I'm James, Rocky, in there, but we also still have our video engineer.
Hello, I'm also James.
Also James.
Also James number 2.
Yep.
I looked at him like, shit, we didn't put him in there.
In the beginning, I went, hey, but I guess you didn't hear me.
No, you could always, just say, hey, just interrupt us. Sorry about that. But, all right, we're going back to how Jon Jones is going to lose this fight. So, and how he's bringing all these heavyweights, show him all his secrets.
Oh, when you switch to my camera, it says like the whole program, like the whole outline.
That's fine. There's nothing we can do about that.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So he's bringing these fighters, and you were saying about prime, and I think Jon Jones was at his prime. not to bring like a movie into it, okay, but just Rocky Balboa, all right?
Mm-hmm.
The movie Rocky Balboa, when he's like old and he goes back, and this the heavyweight's at the top of his game, and all Rocky Balboa could do is pretty much work on his strength to beat the guy.
Right.
So what do you think John Jones is going to bring in to turn it around, to beat this guy who needs a win, because he just came, well, he was a 10 fight winning streak, or nine fight winning streak.
Yeah. So, I mean, for Gon, like what Jones is preparing, like he's kind of seen a lot of it in the light heavyweight, I feel like, because Gon is a different type of heavyweight. He moves like a lightweight. He's much quicker than most heavyweights, and his ground game is pretty good too. It's a very solid ground game. And John Jones has only experienced most of that in the light heavyweight, you know? So, really, it's just him getting ready for the same type of fight is what I'm expecting, but at a heavier class.
So do you think this is going to go to a ground game?
Potentially, yeah.
Because I think
Gon's
John
gonna
Jones has won, 5 in submissions or something?
something like that, yeah.
But John Jones has also had like 4 fights, or maybe 5 with decisions where he wasn't able to finish. Do you see a finish in this, or you think it's going to be a decision?
I see a finish.
You see a finish? So Ciril's going to finish John Jones in the third round? Or?
No.
Okay. Again, it's been a while since I've done UFC for a while. Is anyone a champion right now? No, he can't be, because he just came off a loss. Ciryl, right?
Well, he fought Tua Tagovailoa, and I mean, but that was like a strikeout slugfest. Tua, he's that type of guy though. He's a chubbier heavyweight, like top heavy and everything like that. But he's just like a slugfest, like most heavyweights, right? None of them have that really strong ground game and stuff like that you see at the lighter classes. But when he fought the top game with Francis, he lost that one. That's the one you're talking about.
Yeah. Now, going with the UFC, I'm trying to remember my train of thought here was. They're fighting for the interim championship. Is that what it is? So who's out? That there's
Francis. He stepped out as they're still fighting over the money. You know, so I mean that conversation is already done with.
You were saying about that last time. Okay, so he's out. So now, depending on who wins, they're the interim until he comes back, or after a certain time.
Potentially, but
that's it.
Yeah, I think. It might just be able for Francis. I mean, hopefully he finds the light and makes his way back in. That would be super exciting. That was the fight to book, was against Francis. That's why it took so long for like the announcement.
Yeah.
But after that conversation ended with Francis, then they moved over to Gon to step in for that title shot.
All right. So then when Ciryl wins his championship, the interim championship, what's there for John Jones? What's next? You weren't thinking about that, right?
No.
Do you think he'll continue fighting in the heavyweights to get better, or you go back to light heavyweight?
I think he will run through the heavyweight class. Whoever is the top talent, that's the potential next person. If the fight is good though against Gon, maybe it does go to decision. There definitely will be another rematch. But other than that, they might run through the other talent there in the top 10. But I mean. Gon, this is his last match, right? He got Tuivasa that he beat by KO or TKO.
All right.
Francis, he lost. Derek Lewis. I love Derek Lewis. That's my boy, Black Beast. But he is now like a low top 10. Maybe now he's out of the top 10. I haven't checked his ranking recently.
All right.
But what I call a roster filler, right?
Oh.
For like people on their path, hey, like beat this guy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Prove yourself that you're worthy in making it to the higher levels of these ranking systems.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think he's just turning into that. That last fight he did, the worst. Did nothing.
Well, there I guess everybody has days like that. I mean, you had a lot of them when they beat you up so many times. I mean, I'm just kidding.
Not a lot. Just one fight.
Just one fight. Mm-hmm. Was that yesterday? Was that what it was?
No, that was in middle school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you still remember that long ago.
Yeah, that was a hard L I took.
Is that when you had hair back in the day?
Yeah, that was back when the head was full. And yeah.
Got
pushed from the back, turned around, and the uppercut to my face. And then the lights turned out after that, pretty much.
I understand that.
Yeah.
All right. So then, Ciryl, what do you think he has to do to beat John Jones? You think it's Like he has to go to the ground for John Jones, or do he needs to stand up?
I think he should stand up for a little bit and then try to get him down. Like once you see him knocked a little bit or getting a little gassed out, to pull him down to the ground. 'Cause I think he is more experienced in that. At least been more, I guess recently more experienced in focusing in that because he's been dominating the heavyweights with the ground game and just tiring them out. And then I guess really it is go into the next round and they're already tired from wrestling on the ground and he knocks them out after that, so.
Can John Jones take a punch? Do you think he could do that?
I think so. That and, I mean, if he doesn't get rocked, he can handle himself pretty well on the ground.
Well, we all know John Jones has a ground game.
Yeah.
All right, because he's submitted so many fighters and he's good in the ground. So it'll go up to a lot of a stand-up to see. I think Surreal will go more to a stand-up.
Yeah.
In my opinion. But I think the only time I seen John Jones busted was with Alexander Gustafsson, something. Gustafsson.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I saw him. He was pretty banged up on that.
Mm-hmm.
I think he still won by a decision, if I'm right on that one.
Yeah.
But heavyweights have a harder punch.
True.
So let's see if he needs to get stunned and so forth. And also with Surreal too. I mean, will he take the punch too from John Jones? Has John Jones really upped his game on the punch, on the power? He put a lot of muscle in. Of course, that helps with the power on that.
I mean, he showed too to like have some, like it could prolong for a good period of just throwing some mad punches. And with Tua, like that guy has a hard head, and he's like, I mean, just as big as like Derek Lewis in the sense, and they could both take punches, but he was able to push it out and finish him off like that. So, and Tua, he could look drunk on the mats, right? After you knock him across the face, but he still has that power, just to land that one punch to get lucky, and to win the match. But he couldn't pull it off, and Gane was just sharp the entire time, even after getting hit a couple times by Tua.
So who else is on the card? If you could look that up.
25?
Yeah, look that up. Unless you know, Rocky.
I got some of the names. So the second match is a championship fight as well for the female flyweight division.
All right.
We got Valentina Shevchenko, and then against, what's her first name? Alexa Grasso. I haven't followed Alexa Grasso too much, so I don't know anything to really talk about. I mean, she's on a 4-fight win streak right now.
Oh,
so that's pretty solid.
Valentina
Grasso?
or Alexa?
Alexa.
All right, let's see. Can you click on her name and see what her fight thing is?
Valentina Alexa, here we go.
All right, let's see. That's tail of the tape. If we look at the tail of the tape there, okay. Well, you were talking about how when they hit mid-30s, it's already time to check it out. Check out. Because he has 23 wins, three losses.
Yeah.
All right. And, okay, that one's 15-3-0. Okay. Pretty much almost the same record. If Alexa was 34, I'm pretty sure she has that number of fights. So it's pretty much everything's the same. Even if you go from the height, the weight, the reach. Mm-hmm. It's practically everything's the same. And this is for, women's flyweight. All right, so who do you think is going to pretty much take it? The experienced or the still in the prime person there?
This one, I would take experience because of the last 4 fights. Alexa finished off in, one submission out of the last 4 wins, the winning streak?
Yeah.
The rest were a decision. And then Shevchenko, out of the last 5 fights I can see here right now, they only one was decision. The others were TKO or KO.
Dang.
And a submission, I believe. So,
all right, yeah.
So looking pretty good, solid. Like she's a finisher, And Alexa looks like she's just grinding it out, earning the points. And when you're facing the champ, and this is the thing too, where we haven't really talked about for Grasso is the championship rounds. 4 and 5. Can she have that same energy to grind it out?
I wish I would have seen more of her in that. Remember I was talking about the UFC, the lead to the fight. I wish I'd have seen more of those.
Yeah, Everything comes out this week though, like every day. Embedded UFC Embedded on YouTube. That stuff is fun to watch. It's maybe like 10, 15 minutes.
Actually, I just saw one before you got here with John Jones and Surreal, and
Yep.
it came out like 5 hours ago or 6 hours ago now.
Yeah.
And I was looking at that. That's how I got some information. I cheated. All right, we got the welterweights and lightweight and middleweight. Any stats on those that you think will probably
So for
Go
the
win.
match 3, so match 3 we have Jeff Neal, and then Shavkat Rakhmonov. I got Shavkat all day,
Yeah, he's at 16-0. No, man.
and he's a finisher. Like I mean, we pull up in his last 5 fights: submission, KO, sub, KO. The guy is on a mad streak.
Wow. And then if you look, I mean, I'm just saying that record is pretty much impressive.
All 16 wins are either submission or TKO or KO.
Wow. Okay, no decisions by any
No,
chance? Oh,
you
wow,
don't
he's
last-
a finisher. Wow.
I love this guy because I collect UFC cards on the side.
Oh my
And I
God,
love
here
to
we
do the
go.
little hold and sell, make some money later on down the road.
Oh, that's good. Side
And
hustles
I've
are
been
good.
collecting some of his cards on purpose.
Oh, for like future wins or championships and all
Yeah,
that?
when he becomes a champ, like all those cards from his rookie season that UFC when they make your first like print.
Yeah.
Even though you've been in the UFC for years, that's your rookie year in terms of the UFC card. So
I almost just missed my mouth.
I won't. I'm sorry.
What was
I don't
the
even
fight
know.
name?
I think it's UFC 285.
285.
The fight? Are you talking about a certain fight?
We're looking at the third one. And we could pick the actual fighters. Well, actually, you know what? Let's go to the next one after that. And who's after that one, Rocky?
So match 4, we have Gambit versus Turner. Jalen Turner, the Tarantula is his nickname.
Put him in the
He even
TV.
signs his UFC cards Tarantula too, which is
Really?
pretty cool. Yeah,
Oh, wow. I mean, I guess you want to be a nerd about it, you know?
big nerd.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So then, and who are the fighters again for? I'm sorry, the next one we just talked about.
The last one
No,
or this one?
fight number 4.
Jalen Turner versus Gambit.
So what are their stats, James? Click on. Okay, one's number 7 and one's number 10. Okay, so this is Turner, right?
Yep.
And he's on a 5-win streaks, 9 wins by knockouts, 4 by submissions. All right. And the other guy was a 16-0, right?
Shavkat. No, that was the other
The
fight.
before.
Fight 3.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, because this record's like almost the other guy he was facing. That one.
Yeah. So, and then also, I mean, to talk about it a little bit more, just looking at Turner and Gamrot. Turner is 6'3", Gamrot 5'10". That's a huge difference. And then the reach is almost a 7-inch difference.
Wow, 7-inch.
Yeah, 77 for Turner, 70.5 for Gamrot.
Wow.
So-
all right.
They both fight southpaw. Man, I don't know. Turner all day. I feel like that's an easy pick for me. Gamrot lost to Darush or something like that. Recently, that's his last match. He was on a win streak prior to that, but Turner.
All right. All right. Well, I guess all the other ones really don't matter anymore, right? Unless you have some other good picks coming up. But this is still the main card, right?
Yeah, that's the main
It's
card.
the main card.
And middleweight, we got Bo Nickel, Jamie Pickett. All right. Okay, then we go to prelims. Oh, look, Cody. Well, wasn't he pretty upcoming for a while? Cody Garbrandt or something. We have Raul here with us, and he's going to give us his knowledge on UFC. He flew in from Los Angeles because he's... that's kidding.
Correspondent.
Yeah, there you go.
Insider.
Analyst.
His jet, private jet.
He was sneaking into the training camp.
Oh my god. Anyway, we're talking about. I think we're at. Well, first, what is your take on the John Jones and Surreal fight on that one?
Man, I'm really excited. Mainly because I feel like John Jones always shows up. He plays his competition. When he's kind of going against somebody not as skilled as he is, it's always you're always iffy, like, oh, he could have lost, somebody's could have taken him. But every time a big name comes up, man, he shows up, man.
So you're thinking John Jones is going to take it?
I think he's going to take it. I think he's going to wrestle.
Man, we got to put some bets on this. Because I was telling Rocky, I think he's already done with his prime already.
The square thing's coming back up again.
That's right. Nothing we can do about it. Like I was telling Rocky, that I think he's done with his prime because he was doing his who already, you know, on everybody he fought already. So now I'm thinking, well, I'm actually a John Jones fan, so
Yeah.
I think, but I'm doing a devil's advocate.
Yeah.
So because it's kind of weird that we're all for John Jones, so I got to be the other guy. But I'm saying that he was already, you know, he was already done with his prime. Like that's it. Like he had a 3-year layoff.
Yeah.
I know right before COVID hit, he said, I'm sorry, he made his own training camp or gym at home, and now we're gonna see like if it's really paying off on that, and if he's drug free. We're gonna see afterwards to see that, and he hasn't, you know, done any DWIs, hit anybody or anything, you know. So hopefully he's clean.
He needs to get in the Lance Armstrong project.
Oh my
Get
God.
that blood cycling in.
Yeah.
So all right, so we're gonna do a $2 bet on this. Is that what
A $2 bet. A beer bet. That's it. Beer at the bar.
Oh man. Oh.
So you either buy his face. He always pays for the tabs. That's
I'm
why.
like, I pay for him. I'm like, because, you know, before we had, well, there's a big story about that, but we'll talk about that later. All right, so then, so any takes on the co-weight? I mean, was it co-main event? I'm sorry. You could scroll back up to that, James.
Yeah, I briefly saw the card and I didn't get to
Yeah.
sit with it.
We got Valentina Shevchenko versus Alexa Grasso.
Man, so I love Valentina, and my only beef with her is I feel she's stuck, right? Because everybody they throw at her, she eats up easily, and then when she moves up, she can't, you know, handle her own, and so I still got Valentina in this one. She's easily one of the best at that weight to ever do it. So
Okay, so she tried to get like a higher weight class before, and she wasn't able to do it.
yeah,
Ah, okay. I didn't know that. So she does have some loss in her. Okay. So all right, cool.
But with John Jones, like, do you think he's gonna just be striking, for example, or do you think he's actually gonna be trying to grapple him, wrestle him the same he did to Cormier, just to prove that he can, to show you that he can?
I honestly think I think for Jones to win, he'll need to go in a ground game, and I think because I don't think he could take the power of this other guy who's coming up. You know, just one loss, but I mean he's on a nine fight winning streak. So I'm afraid. I think John Jones is going to be afraid of that punch. Well, not really afraid, but he's going to be worried about it. You know, he's going to respect that punch, and I think he'll have to go to a ground game. Now, like you talked about before, proving that he can withstand the heavyweight and be part of it, you know, going forward, he'll have to do both. You know? Well, mainly a lot of heavyweights are stand up, unless you're Brock Lesnar. And
You just lay on people.
yeah. So then it goes from there, you know. But I don't know. Rocky, you were saying he was gonna. What would you say? How John Jones was going to do? Like, was he be stand up, submission, or takedown, or you think both?
I think it might be a TKO.
Oh,
Wow.
That's what he was
Okay,
saying,
that's a hot
TKO.
take. Okay.
Wow.
TKO.
So Rocky said he's going to finish the fight. Do you think he could finish that fight?
I think it'll go the distance, in my opinion. I think as much as because it's Cerro, right? He's fighting Cerro. As much as Jones is probably gonna respect Cerro, I think Cerro, deep down in the back of your head, you still know it's John Jones. So
Oh, that's true.
I think it's a lot of posturing. I think it's a lot of, you know, trying to see the distance, trying to measure each other out, and then.
So you think it's going to be a decision, or you think it's going to be?
I think it's probably a decision.
Decision?
I do. Yeah. I think the savviness, the little tricky angles that Jones be doing, the little knee kicks that he does to keep you away from him. I think it's gonna be like a lot of chess game.
So what happens if when Cyril takes him out in the second round, though?
That's not happening.
Then I guess Rocky's paying the tab on that ball, right?
I will. If he wins by submission or KO, I'll buy a round.
But not by decision.
Huh?
Not by decision, though.
No, it's not gonna. Okay, even the decision. That's how confident I am. No, there's no way.
All right. Well, we'll see. I mean, that's what, next weekend already?
Yep.
All right.
One week away.
What other, I guess, fight on the card are you guys really looking forward to? Whether it be newer people, existing people?
So my top two, obviously the main card or the main event, but then the third fight, match 3, which is Jeff Neal versus Shavkat Rakhmonov. Shavkat wins all day long. And I was telling him, bro, you don't know about his record, but 16 wins, half is TKOs or knockouts, and the other half is submissions. All no decisions.
So he's a finisher.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. So that's looking good.
Why is he still just 10? I guess after that kind of resume, why isn't he shot up or given bigger names?
Recently entered into the UFC. So the last good handful of fights have been in the UFC.
Yeah, because you mentioned earlier, I told you, I was like, I remember that name from somewhere. I just don't know where he fought at.
Yeah, I didn't do the research, but we'll find out.
Does that mean he hasn't really fought any big names?
No, he's fought names in the UFC, and he's been running through them and still continuing to streak. So,
wow.
I mean, eventually he's going to stop. There might be some decisions after he fights bigger names, but
I mean, it didn't happen with Islam though. Islam tore through everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
But he did get catapulted, I will admit, by Khabib. Just having Khabib in his corner. He had the resume behind him, you know. So
it's sometimes it's who you know and who your friends are, and
a lot of fighters were jealous of Islam because he kind of like made his way and started piercing into the top 5 when other fighters have been trying to get to the top 5. You know, so But anyways, other than that, I mean, for the prelims, I'm not too excited. There's some good names in there though, but nothing that excites me. But I do want to see.
What about Cody? Cody was a name at one time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately now he's in the prelim.
I don't remember what exactly was with him. I think that's when I was like exiting UFC. Like I didn't start. I stopped watching UFC.
So with Cody, the saga that I remember was that essentially he was kind of like the redheaded stepchild of the camp in general. With the main guy, his trainer that it'll come to me later. Anyway, he was like the redheaded stepchild of that, like the joke of the camp. Anyway, and out of nowhere, he like catapulted himself, whether it be just through sheer skill or hard work and whatever. And he got a title shot, got the title, and then he they did the Ultimate Fighter, I believe, with Dillashaw. And so like that was the whole thing because I guess Dillashaw had left their camp. He was a part of the Cody Garbrandt camp. He left, and so it was bad blood, and then they fought, and TJ kind of just put him out. And ever since then, I don't know if it was just glass jaw syndrome or what, but he's never been able to recover. He's been, I think, finished a couple times since then. So
wow,
yeah,
but it's crazy how that happens.
He has the speed though. Still has the speed, still has the technique, but man, you land on him and it's tough.
All right, so
the last 3 fights, he's only won 1. The last one was in 2020, and then the last 2 of the recent ones, he's lost them KO and then unanimous decision.
KO, man. Oh, but on that win he got, was that a finish or was that a
decision?
Decision. Oh, okay. See, that's not.
So where'd you kind of leave off, James? Like,
shoot?
And you're just getting back into it again?
Yeah, I'm getting back in.
I lied. KO.
Oh, was it KO? Okay.
Yeah, my bad.
Man, I don't even remember. I think it was like 5 years ago I got out. I don't know. I just the names weren't there anymore, and because we used to watch the show
left
every
because
weekend.
of Brock Lesnar left. Right?
You know what? That is true.
They love the wrestling here. So
I don't know. It's been 5 years, I think, and like I said, we used to watch it here every fight, and that's when we had to pay for them too.
Yeah.
And now everybody has Amazon Fire Sticks now. So.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing about that.
Oh shoot! Whatever. You're the one who gave it to me.
No, I didn't.
You hear that, Rocky Martinez?
Oh my god! I would never.
That's how he knows so much about UFC.
Goodness! You too, bro. You too.
So what are y'all doing for the fight? Are y'all gonna watch it or?
Yeah, we're gonna watch it. I think we've been planning it. I mean, Raul didn't text back to the group text, bro. Maybe he's gonna break my heart later on today. But
I see him. I'll send a thumbs up, thumbs down every now and again.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we're planning because our third friend that we all grew up together, he hides in his house all the time. So he just drinks beer at home, never goes out.
Well, nothing wrong with that. I mean,
I know. I know that.
James, I hide at home. I drink beer.
We had to like plan stuff, and normally we can get him if we just plan it at his place, because then he has to be there.
So then you're gonna bring your Fire Stick.
I'm gonna buy the UFC event over there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, we're gonna buy it. Yeah, I'll pitch it in. Yeah,
doing that little thing. Yeah. All right, that's cool. So I guess when you're going to his house, he's already going to have beer.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, because Rocky doesn't, participate
In the buying,
in
yeah.
the buying or anything.
No.
He's very good at drinking and everything, but yeah, but that's pretty much even my water. That's my water.
Man, so like, what other sports y'all into, or like, what else y'all watch or get into or talk about?
You don't know me then.
Nah, not at all.
I don't watch sports.
Okay. Okay.
The most sports I get was whatever Rocky's talking about.
Gotcha.
Or
You
my
watch
wife will
NASCAR?
get into that.
Do you still watch NASCAR or no?
Not as much as I used to. I did see the Daytona 500, the last 6.
Very ending.
yeah.
Where he won.
Did you ever get into that Netflix show, the Formula One Netflix show?
No. I never got into Formula One either.
Okay.
It was just NASCAR. But that was because a lot of friends at work watched NASCAR, and I got into it, and I'm like,
Got you.
yeah. And we used
Got
to
you.
create our own point system and so forth, and on that, and I would watch it all every freaking weekend. Now, there were some times when I would just fast forward the race. I'm like, shh.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, how do you entertain yourself with because laps, right? I mean, there still might be some, but for the most part,
It's all about who holds back, who's aggressive, the pit stops, how much gas you have, do you want to get in the middle of the pack when there might be some accidents happening? It all depends. I mean, there is a strategy in there, surprisingly, even though he just goes in circles,
Yeah.
but there is some weird strategy that goes on.
so you're essentially waiting for the guy to make his move.
I'm waiting for the accidents. That's pretty much what
That's
I'm
the
waiting
fun
for.
part.
He comes from wrestling, so it makes sense.
True.
I mean, when me and James we went to the Dallas Fort Worth,
Fort Worth,
Yeah.
Texas. Yeah.
the Texas Speedway. We saw a race.
Okay.
It was fun. It was good doing that and all that. The tailgating and all that happened there.
Yeah, I
we
bet.
kind of had like the full experience, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah,
bet.
we met some drivers. We saw some drivers there.
Oh, that's really awesome.
You have a guy in a Cowboys race car. Remember that?
Yes. I got a picture of you in there.
Yeah.
And we caught, I don't know, some hat in the air or something.
Yeah. My dad jumped like.
Higher than he's ever jumped in.
Yeah. And that poor kid behind me was crying, but fuck him.
he ran to his mom afterwards.
Like push the kid's head down to lift yourself higher to grab it.
The mom's like, why do that? Well, he's a bitch. That's why. If he was strong, he would have got it, but he didn't get it.
Weight room.
But then that race, I don't think there was any accidents, right?
No, but there was like a burnout. That was about it during the race.
Yeah, that was it. So it was kind of boring.
So you created your own drama, is what it was. Watch out, little kid.
You have anything else to go, or
No, other than XFL's going on right now. Our local Brahmas is tied in the second quarter.
So
wait? Did they win the last one?
They fucking
they
lost. They
lost.
lost in the last 3 minutes. They're
I was
funny.
I might have been talking to Rocky about it. I don't know. So, you were at the game. So I was looking at a stat, right, and it said that the first 3 quarters they only allowed a total. So the Brahma defense only allowed a total of like 56 yards or something like that, 53 yards in the first 3 quarters.
Yeah.
Total yards. In the fourth quarter alone, they allowed more than like 180 yards plus what all the points they scored, and it was like a
What?
complete breakdown in one quarter.
What the hell?
And your home open, yeah, it's crazy.
yeah, so they suck.
So I don't mind the name, and I like Hines Ward as a coach. He's an ex-Steeler, but I have beef with them bringing the Steeler colors to San Antonio.
Yeah, the black and
The
yellow.
black and yellow.
Oh wow.
And then it's big. I'm not a Cowboys fan myself, but I feel for the Cowboys fans. So like, one of the biggest rivals for the Cowboys is the Steelers in the 80s and 70s and stuff. So to bring Steelers colors to a Cowboy town is like you don't want people to show up. Essentially, that's what it
Yeah.
sounds like.
They have their own team up there, I believe, in Dallas. I don't know the name of it.
The Texans.
No,
The Renegades, right? Renegades like that.
I think so.
So how you feel about XFL? Like, are you the type of person where you're like NFL because it's the best athletes, that's all I care about, or do you want like continued football, or do you not like it because it's watered down? How do you feel about it?
I think this is a good place to see potential, like overlooked up and coming talent. I don't really want to see it. Don't care for seeing the old guys who still want to play football. The Al Bundys out there, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, Al Bundy was good back in the day.
He was
Touchdowns,
undefeated,
one
right?
game.
But other than that, I think it's pretty cool. And it gets some more entertainment when you don't have nothing going on. But right now, we got UFC going, so I'm kind of excited for that.
Yeah.
And they have some good cards coming up. But this past week, I was actually bored because I worked from home, work remotely, and I was watching the PGA Tour the last couple of days.
Jesus Christ.
Man, so
It's pretty cool to watch.
So growing up, I could not stand golf. I hated watching golf. I didn't get it. Then I started playing it, and golf is the most difficult sport you could play. To get a club face that's like this big, to get a ball, hit a ball that's about this big in the direction you want to hit it, make it stop where you want, like you name it. And so after playing it and struggling and being terrible at it, you get an appreciation for what they can do. So now I watch it too. I watch a random Thursday or random Sunday and just get into golf. Now I watched Live Tour yesterday. I watched some of that, which is the break off Saudi league that caused drama. That was the whole thing. But yeah, so they're doing their own thing. They stole the. Have you heard of Phil Mickelson, the golfer, before?
I think so.
So that's like one of the biggest names that they took
Yeah.
away from the PGA Tour. So
I know
There's like
James
different
played,
leagues. I
James
didn't know
played
that.
some golf over there.
Yeah, I played my freshman year. For
how'd you
one
like
year
it?
only. That was alright.
yeah, it's tough, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's real tough.
Did your dad buy you any good clubs, or was
He
it all
actually
from
did.
like Goodwill?
I did.
For the pawn shop.
No, he
No,
actually got
Marmot?
it from Academy, actually.
Oh, nice.
Well, actually,
nice.
my cousin gave him a real nice set, but he wanted a different set, so we got him the whatever. They were red and nice and new and stuff. But
Yeah,
but
brand
my
new.
cousin actually gave him some good clubs that he used in there.
Yeah.
So there were some different ones in there that he used. I think
Okay.
they were, I don't know, expensive or whatever.
And you stopped playing?
Yeah, I went to baseball.
Oh, got you.
'Cause that's my
Okay.
main sport I play.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, different swing too. And one will mess the other swing up too, so.
yeah, it did.
You can do one. You have to choose one of the
When I
other.
first started playing golf again, first started playing golf the first time, my baseball swing was going to my golf swing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was why I struggled the most trying to fix my swing from baseball.
Oh, I see. So when
To
you went back to
adjust to
baseball,
golf.
when you go back to baseball, was your baseball swing messed up from golf afterwards?
No, I kind of just went back to normal because
Okay.
like baseball, go like this, but golf you go like that.
Yeah.
That would be weird. You go up to the base and you're like in a golf stance.
But still hit a home run. Like, oh shit! Now I gotta swing like
Hey, it
this.
works, right? Wow.
Yeah. Just a quick rundown of if y'all want more content. The quick rundown of the Live Tour. Essentially, what happened was that the Saudis came around and threw dumb amounts of money to people. Like they were offering Tiger Woods $700 million just to sign up, not even to play around yet.
That's insane.
So Phil Mickelson, I think he got like around $500 million, something like that. Anyway, so they started sniping top players from the PGA Tour. I can
I
name
heard about
names,
that,
but
yeah.
yeah. So and then on top of that, another reason why people went is because it's guaranteed money. In the PGA Tour, which makes sense, is when you do poorly, there's a cut line. If you don't make the cut line, your weekend's done. So people can be out by Thursday, Friday.
wow, yeah.
So the Live Golf Tour's whole idea was, well, if we're paying people to be here, we want to see Phil Mickelson. They want to see Dustin Johnson. So anyway, so they made it to where nobody's cut. It's a shotgun start, which means that people are just continually playing nonstop. And then it's the purses were like 2 times as much as the PGA Tour was. So much so that the PGA turned around and had to increase their own purses for their own events as well.
Now, didn't they start suspending people from the tours or something because they went to the Saudis or something?
Yeah, so essentially the commissioner came out and said anybody that went to Live Tour got their PGA status revoked. The only exception to those are the independent majors, like the Masters, for example, which is one of the biggest ones. It's their Super Bowl. They're independent, so they could still ask people to come back.
Yeah.
But even then, the PGA is pushing to make them also ban the Live Tour because they want to try to just kill that thing dead in the
Man.
water.
That's like Monopoly there. Like they want nobody, don't go play
Right.
anywhere else. You play here only or something.
Right, and that's where it got kind of iffy with everything because, like you're saying, they got so political. Where it's like, well, you can't be the only league. Like, why couldn't other people start a league? And
So I
it's
didn't
like,
know there was actual leagues. I thought it was just more like events, and the top
Right.
talent go to these events.
And here's the other crazy part. PGA is kind of like FIFA a little bit too because there's a European league as well, but those tie into kind of PGA. Like they're friends. And then there's an Asian tour and all that, and they're all kind of buddy and friends and the golf world rankings. But Live is 100% on its own. It's like a renegade league, and that's why.
It's so crazy how it's happening everywhere. 'Cause we were talking about like Francis Ngannou
Yes.
and like wanting more money, and then
Yeah.
UFC is like fuck you, and then you have Jake Paul wanting to start his own MMA
Yep.
league.
Yep.
That's going to pay them even more money, hopefully one day. So
Well, it's like money talks. I mean, it's one of those things. I think what people are seeing how much money there is out there.
Yeah, exactly.
People keep saying that like this baseball's going to go under, or NHL is going to go under, or whatever. But it's not true, because so much money in media and so much money in advertising, and so much money in everybody has money, and you can tell because everybody's cap goes up in sports.
Mm-hmm.
And so with people wanting to start their own thing, I mean, I think it's genius if you can have if you have the eyes for it. I mean, why not?
I mean, but even with UFC, there's Bellator and some other ones, but nothing as big as UFC.
Right.
There'll have to be somebody to come up with a lot of money. Maybe the Saudis could come with a lot of money and create its own where they compete with UFC. And then that would change the UFC's game on paying fighters more.
Yeah, I agree.
Even though Dana White says, oh, they're paid very well.
I agree. That or a union. They don't have a union, right?
No, they stop that every time.
Yeah.
I know they tried so many times.
I think that's the only other way.
Which is why Cain Velasquez went to jail.
No.
He wasn't able to start the union, so he got...
Want to go kill somebody?
Yeah.
And go shoot him?
Yeah.
Goodness, that's not why.
Oh, was it?
No.
Oh, okay.
Pretty dark reason why something happened to his daughter.
Yeah. His daughter, which I
Oh, it's
understand.
his daughter? Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
That's tough.
Yep.
That's tough.
So I don't blame him.
I don't know what it is.
That's
it's
me.
too hot in here
I
or
brought it with me.
Yeah.
I brought it from the outside.
Like there's some cough right stuck in me.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, he's actually COVID positive right now.
Well, we're in a room all together. We got lights, heat, so it's just festing on more and more.
He goes to all these festivals and pops Molly, and
Man, I need to.
he does it through the anus, by the way.
You gotta.
How do you know that?
He watch me. He pops it in for me.
I put the glove on. Hopefully.
No glove. He sucks his thumb first, and then
He had to lube it up. Oh, fuck.
Really? Yeah. Wow, Rocky, man, you're really into it.
I know a little bit.
All right.
Thanks for the invite. Thanks for letting me come by. I know it was a little
You're
late.
welcome to come anytime. Whenever Rocky allows me to have this, and then that'll be good. Nah,
It'll
actually,
be next weekend after 6 p.m.
So what I'm hearing is Rocky wears the pants in y'all's relationship.
yes, he
what I'm
does.
hearing. Okay.
Yes, he does. He wears them well
He
too.
was trying to cancel me too. He's like, "It's okay if you don't want to do it." I'm like, "No, I'm here to do it."
Speaking,
Well, I
of,
didn't want to pressure anybody, you know.
speaking of Rocky wearing pants, well, has he told you what his old nickname was
No.
at work at the Hyatt?
What?
Which one?
Which one?
I have so many names.
You don't remember the
Pendejo?
Badunkadunk?
Padunkadunky.
Badunkadunk. Yeah, he used
There
to
was a
call him
short little Mexican guy, the tiny little short Mexican. He was maybe like what, 5'4"?
something like that.
Short little Mexican guy. He would call me Padunkadunk because I my big booty. And then he would call Raul
Yeah.
El Muerto.
El Muerto, yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I come in.
He was like, we'll be like, we go and sit down for a little
Wow.
team meeting before we open up the restaurant. 'Cause we worked at the Hyatt Resort, and this guy would come in and is already asleep. Like, and,
I got sent home. One time I got sent home for falling asleep during the pre-shift meeting. So we're having a pre-shift meeting. The expected numbers, the seats, all that bullshit. Shit that don't matter. And he's talking. I'm just there, literally, falling over. He's like, "Bro, wake up!" So I wake up and he's talking again, and I can't keep my eyes open. I can't keep my head up. And he's like, "Bro, just go home, just go home." I'm like, all right, well, I'm
he
out
just
of here.
gets up, walks
That
off.
was
I was
like me with you.
I was like, there goes my friend for tonight. I was kind of mad at Raul. I was more mad. We'll just hang out and talk shit the whole
He's
time.
like,
It was
"Don't
one of
go.
the funnest jobs we
Don't
had.
go.
you need another Molly. You need another Molly in there.
I was ready getting my fingers lubed up
Jesus Christ.
for no reason.
Sick bastard, man. So what other nicknames did he have?
That scheme. I just knew about
Oh,
Badunka.
okay, you wanna say
that was it.
No, I don't know. I really don't know. All I would hear through the halls. I wouldn't even. We'd be working different shifts, and I hear through the halls, Badunka,
Yeah.
Badunka. I'm like, oh.
He was a weird little Mexican guy. He was like, what would you say? Like smoke a bowl?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, he always talk about smoking a bowl. And yeah, we know this guy was definitely a drug head. Smoking a bunch of weed or
That's
something.
drunk, yeah.
All right.
You'll see some other stuff too, but I can't remember.
All right, I think we got to end this already.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Well, thanks everybody for watching us, listening to us, spending time with us, and I hope this was enjoyable for you because it wasn't for me listening to Rocky. It's all good. Anything else? Video engineer guy, whatever video.
Did we talk about our next podcast subject?
No, I don't even know what it
I was
is.
just thinking,
I'm sure it has to do with UFC. I'm sure it has to do with that.
Oh, it had to be the results, right?
Yeah, Yeah, we will recap the UFC 285. Talk about how John Jones won by knockout or TKO in the third or fourth round.
I really hope so, but I'm playing devil's advocate, so
Yeah,
I'm like,
just
I
wanna
don't think
let
it's
you
going to
know.
happen. It's not going to happen. All right, till next time.